Hello, it's the 4th of May and I'm just going to put in another row of radishes today. I've planted some a little while back and they're ready to harvest now. There's some that are on their way up and I'm just going to plant another row to keep a succession going. I don't do a lot of succession planting. It's nice to see stuff grow and perhaps have a short season, but radishes are so easy to grow that it's nice to keep them going. Of course, having succession planting avoids having gluts that you can't use and also extends the season for you. The other reason I'm doing this video is at the end of it I'll have another one of my regular sequence of looks around the garden to see what has been the high spots for the last little while, and that'll be photographs with a soundtrack, and I've also, as ever, labelled the photographs so that if you would like something similar for your garden, you know what it is. Right, now on with this extra line of radishes. There are many ways of planting seeds, the idea being to put them in at the correct depth and to put them in good contact with moist soil. In my video 72 I showed the technique I use for larger seeds, which I call pot in the ground. This is the technique that I use for seeds that are around the size of a radish seed or smaller. The first thing I've done is to cut a slit in the weed suppressant fabric. I make extensive use of weed suppressant fabric, which means one doesn't have to weed. I'm now just putting a layer of peat-free compost onto that slit. The ground underneath has been dug in with blood, fish and bone to condition the soil, but this is just making a layer of compost on the top, which is a nice smooth sort of layer. What I'm doing now is just putting some plastic pegs in. Partially that stops weeds growing at the edge of the cut, but also it's very windy up here, and it stops the weed suppressant fabric being lifted. Here's an example of that cut with the compost, just a thin layer of compost. Now the thing is to place the seeds. Just laying them on the top of that layer of compost. The radish seeds need to be planted around an inch apart. The final thing I do is then sprinkle some more compost over the top of that, and one doesn't want a layer over these sorts of seeds of more than about 5 millimeters, but if I just sprinkle some compost, pack it down, then that covers them up adequately. And finally, of course, a good watering in. And now for the rest of the video, those highlights of the garden in recent times.